If you keep doing what you've always done, why would you ever expect anything to change? My friends, this is how you change it 10 to 15 minutes each and every day following these markets. Don't worry about how long it takes. I say this over and over and over again because once you master the charts, the world's your oyster. You've got everything you've been looking for. So practice trade with us, follow these charts, and you will figure this out. It's not rocket science, it's charting art. That's why a machine can't do it. And again, remember what we do. We simply follow the trends. We're not looking for market anomalies, inefficiencies, and all that in the day trading world where you're trying to get in and scoop a few pennies out. Look at what we're doing here. I mean, we are literally jumping into charts right there. That was 2.88%. This one was 2.62%. This one was 2.7%. And then we let the other half run another 12%, something like that. So again, my friends, we want you to practice trade this stuff. We're not a stock calling service. We're not giving you investment advice. We're just showing you what we do. You guys are with us each and every day. You see it happen as it happens. You hear us talk about it daily. You see these great charts, how we use. Here's the one fail in the last year. Again, we use the ATR on the 2-day chart. When we initiate our weekly trade to set up these profit and loss bands, what do we use? We go right over here to prediction measurement tools. And we use the long position for up moves, short position for down moves. And of course, we set our ticks based upon the ATR at 1 times ATR up, 1 times ATR down. And you know what you see over and over again is you catch 1 ATR here, that's your profit. You sell half the trade. When it starts to move down, you get out, and most of the time you can get out before there's even a loss on that second half of the trade. So you walk away with the 2.88%. Same thing, 2.63%. But here's the real key with our always winning formula is you keep that other half in the market for as long as it can stay. It's real simple. Again, each and every day, want you to be with us, learn this. I'm doing today's broadcast a little early. It's only 3:18 right now. We see everything down except 20-year bonds. So we will start first, as we always do, with SPY, which is a Spider's S&P 500. Down week, down right now, 0.15%. We can see where things turned over, where things slowed down, and then stopped, and then turned over last week, and another down week this week. We see on our 2-day chart, we're below the weekly trend line on the 2-day chart, well below it on this half-day chart. Almost a ditto with the Qs. That's the NASDAQ 100. What do we see going on there? Same kind of thing. Price below the weekly trend line jumping down, and again, moving in the right direction. Not down a lot this Friday right now, 0.24% as I speak. The only thing that's up for the day are 20-year bonds. You can see where they've bottomed here. You can see decent volume in the morning, slacking off in the afternoon. We'll see if it actually ends up down for the day, but you can see all these stair-step down candles on the 2-day, on the weekly, and of course for the last 3 weeks. And look at the volume here, guys. Well above average volume, then above average volume both last week and this week, and reaching a lower low. Didn't hit a lower low last week, have this week. So bonds moving in the right direction. And again, for those of you not as sophisticated, not as trained yet, realize when we're talking about the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, and 20-year bonds, you can find inverse funds. Like for bonds, it would be TBF, Tango Bravo Foxtrot. This is what you can practice trade. And I want you to do that because I want you to see in that practice trade how it actually works. These things are revalued on a daily basis. They do have much higher costs than the underlying funds, but at the same time, you can ride those up instead of just sitting out of the market when you can read a stock chart. and you can jump in and ride it. So again, something for you to look at, something for you to think about. Okay, that's where we are on bonds. Gold, down just a little bit for the day, 0.05%. But again, we saw gold slow down week before last week down, this week down even further. And look at all that volume. That's good to see, moving in the right direction. Here's the problem with gold. There isn't a good inverse fund on gold. GDZ is the inverse fund. The problem with it is it's very illiquid. So you've got to jump in with a big spread between the bid and the ask, which of course that's what liquidity is. If the spread between the bid and the ask, that is what you buy it for, sell it for, is close, it's very liquid. If it's not close, then it's not liquid. I sort of analogize that to you go buy a brand new car, you drive it off the lot. Typically goes down several $1,000s the minute it's owned. Well, same thing happens here in gold. So what do? You need, if you're gonna practice going short on gold, you're gonna have to do it pretty much with puts. That is with options. And we've got a great option training for you. In fact, it's the first benefit you get as a Patreon supporter. If you want to support the work we do here for free for you every day, underwrite some of the cost of the channel, we would so appreciate it. And the minute you sign up, you get an email with the 3-part series, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, and you will love it. It'll get you right there into practice trading options right away. Simple, direct, helpful. You'll love it. So, might give us a little bit of love. Think about it. Now, that's where we are on gold, down just a little bit. You can see on the 2-day and the half-day, well below that weekly trend line, moving in the right direction. And boom, once again, Bitcoin, a hammering down. I'm happy about this, not because I want Bitcoin to lose money. I want it to roll back and reset quite nicely for us. In fact, I talk a lot more about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and commodities in Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. Going to be putting that out available to the public as soon as I get finished with this broadcast and getting it uploaded. I record it typically Tuesday, Wednesday. It goes out first to the Patreon members. You're getting it today, and I think you'll find that helpful. But I talk about why I want Bitcoin to roll back, give us a nice clean rollback. See, it's starting. And again, hopefully when it begins to take off again, we'll have a chart that we can actually read and pull a trigger on. That's what I want. I don't want these where it jumps up almost to the top and then rolls over and then jumps up, particularly this one, to the top and then rolls over. Doesn't help you if that first week takes off all the way up. But we are looking at Bitcoin and we see it bumping up at the beginning of the year, pulling back, bumping up again, pulling back, bumping up again. When it gets ready to bump up again, I want us to be able to see that and practice trade it. That's where we are, folks. So appreciate you being with us. We'll always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. If you do want to become a Patreon supporter, follow the link in the show notes. If you're not a subscriber at chartingwealth.com, sign up because you get not only in your email box every day, you get the programs that we do. You also get a special training included there. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.